Morning, boys and girls. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Oh, I'm here, yeah. How are we? Are we good? Good morning, everyone. Third kit's here. A lot to chat about this morning. I hope everyone is all good. I can see Josh, I can see Matthew, I can see Paul, I can see Heung-Min, Blue Towel. A lot of the OGs in here as we get closer to 5,000 subscribers as well, by the way, guys, which is nuts. So everyone that's kind of been here from the beginning, I massively appreciate all of you. An exciting day. You guys know how much I love kits, right? Talking about kits, Spurs kits, any kit, right? And speaking of kits, what are we saying? I just uploaded a TikTok talking about my thoughts on the Spurs third kit. And my first comment was like, oh, are you wearing a Leeds kit? And I can understand from this angle why you would think that. But it's not a Leeds kit. It is a Sweden kit with Dejan Kulusevski on the back. Dejan Kulusevski. Because, one, I just got this anyway. And I thought that after his excellent performance, I think went a bit under the radar on Saturday, I thought I'd pay homage to the ginger from Sweden as we do the stream today. How is everyone doing? Simon, how you doing, mate? Archie, how you doing, mate? Haven't done one of these streams since Friday. Had a kind of a rest day with YouTube yesterday. I went and played golf, and it was bank holiday anyway. There wasn't really much happening from a Spurs perspective, but we've got a lot to chat about today. I hope everyone is all good. Hope everyone had a nice bank holiday weekend, and I hope everyone enjoyed the game on Saturday. Because are we back? Could we win the league? No, we can't. But we were very good on Saturday. Everton very poor, obviously, but Spurs very good. We did a breakdown on the channel on Sunday, which has done really, really well for views, by the way, guys. 17,000 views on that, what we learned from Tottenham 4, Everton 0. So I massively appreciate all the love on that. Like I said, getting very close now to 5,000 subscribers. So if we could get there in the next few days, if we could somehow get there in this stream, it's unlikely, but we're getting closer. See, Paul's beer reviews. Paul, I literally had this comment on TikTok a minute ago because I uploaded a video talking about our third kit. It's a Sweden kit. Does look very Leeds. It's a Sweden away kit though, and of course, I wouldn't be wearing a Sweden away kit if it didn't have some kind of link to Spurs. And like I said, obviously, I'm not going to show you the back, but you can tell from the number who is on the back of that kit. Maybe I will tilt the camera down slightly so you can actually see the Sweden badge. Actually, the microphone kind of covers it anyway. But yeah, thank you for all the love on that. Thanks to everyone who joined the stream on Sunday. We kind of, broke down the Everton game from a tactical perspective, as we have been doing after the games recently, and it seems you guys very much enjoying those. So I will very much keep doing them. Make sure to drop me a follow on Twitter as well, getting close to 4,000 followers. I hit 30k on TikTok as well, lads. Come on, the boys. Over the weekend, 4,000 followers as well on my Spurs account. So make sure to go and give that a follow. The links in the description for that. And yeah, like I said, 30k on the main, which is really good. I don't know why you can hear me there. Sorry, it always does that. It always starts playing the video. Anyway, right, let's crack on. So third kit is here. In this stream, by the way, we're going to talk about the third kit. We're going to talk about Tottenham's remaining transfer business. What we're going to do in terms of incomings and outgoings. There's been some very different reports on terms of what Spurs are going to do in terms of bringing players into the club. What else are we talking about? Well, obviously we're going to talk about the new kit, like I said, and I've got some other things to talk about, including Tottenham's. I mean, I don't play FIFA that much anymore, FC 25 or whatever it's called. But I want to talk about Tottenham's FIFA ratings for next year because I think it'll cause a little bit of controversy. And we've got some other bits to talk about as well. But let's start with the new third kit. Guys, let me know straight away. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Obviously, it's not that exciting anymore because we've known about this kit for ages. Like, it's been leaked for ages. Both Spurs home games I've been to so far this season, if you including the buying game, obviously. The amount of fakes I've seen of this, like from DHgate or wherever that I've seen. So we've known about this kit for a long time. So it's not that exciting. Obviously, I saw Chelsea drop theirs yesterday. as well, which kind of made me think that Spurs' was coming this week. I'm pretty sure I actually said it on a stream last week that I thought the third kit was going to come next week. And Spurs in a green third kit near the start of the season at Newcastle away. Is this the kit that breaks the Newcastle away curse? Remember Dele Alli in I think it was August 2018. I think it was a funny one that. Let me just get up a picture of this. If anyone, I mean, everyone will know the kit because it was the Amsterdam. It was the Ajax third kit, the green one. It was the Ajax third kit. Where was it? This shirt here. So, fun fact: Spurs did something very un-Spurs with this kit. Fun fact for anyone that remembers this. I remember I went to this game at St James's Park, first game of the season, and Spurs literally announced this kit on the morning of the game. We announced the kit on the morning of the game, and we're like, we're wearing it we're wearing it today against Newcastle, and it was like, oh, brilliant. There was no, I think again, if you even go back, what was that? What that would have been 6 years ago, which makes me feel old, Jesus. I would have been 20 going to that game. Is that 6 years ago, 2018? Yeah. You got kit leaks, but not in the same way as you do now. So I think we maybe knew that this was going to be the kit, or had seen one leak of it or something. But literally on the morning of the game, Spurs announced it, and we're like, this is our new third kit, inspired by blah, 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 whatever. And we're going to be wearing it today against Newcastle. Surely, yeah, Gary Hunter says there, surely we wear it against Newcastle. I think we probably do. Because we can't really wear our home kit. I suppose we could wear the light blue away kit against Newcastle. If they're white and black, I suppose we could wear the light blue. And that actually, to be fair, because this was a bit brighter, this is definitely a brighter green than this. But again, it kind of depends on the light. I actually think the away kit would probably be better in terms of avoiding a kit clash. But you imagine new kit will probably wear it against Newcastle at the weekend. Who knows? But yeah, let me know your thoughts on it in the chat, guys. I've got some. We're going to go into it in a bit more detail as well, of course, obviously. Matty Kushner says, "Is it possible to become a member for your channel, Ben?" I think when I hit 5,000 subscribers, I think I will launch channel memberships. So, if you want channel memberships, if you want to become a member, let me know in the comments, let me know in the chat live, and we can definitely sort that out, and we can have a think about kind of what content, because you guys are going to be paying money for that essentially. What content extra we can do on top. So give me a little thumbs up or something in the chat, or just let me know if you would like to become a member, and we can sort that out. Kai says, what do you think the score will be on Saturday? I'm so nervous. It's actually Sunday, mate. Sorry, I'm joking. It is on Sunday, but yeah, no, I'm nervous as well. But Newcastle didn't look that convincing against Bournemouth, but you just know when we go there, it's just the thought of getting battered there 3 years in a row. Yeah. Josh Hayden says, can't wait for reports of the green blending of the grass like the third kit last season. That third kit last year was actually really nice in terms of just I like the colour of it. But when I remember going to away games last season and see that third kit was it just blended into the crowd. But I'm a fan of this. I haven't actually seen, unless it's on the website, which we can have a look at. I've not seen it as a full kit. Viz Vlogs, we're going to talk about Spurs' FIFA ratings, mate. Paul's Beer Review says, I don't get the Nike wonky swish. Right, so obviously this inverted kind of Nike badge, how good does it look on Destiny Doggy, by the way? That collar is obviously the same collar as the England home kit for the Euros, if you notice that. Obviously, I think Chelsea have got a similar collar on their, I think their away kit maybe, this year as well. I quite like it, sort of up and down. You can kind of wear the collar up. So it's a bit weird when you see kind of V-neck shirts that have a collar, but let's go on the website because I've got some more pictures of it here. I love the badge. I do love the badge. kind of the old style crest. And again, we'll kind of go into that in a bit more detail in terms of what that actually means and why that is. Vannin says that the inverted Nike tick represents the inverted fullbacks. And if you actually look closely, there are 2 ticks there. There's 2 ticks, one for Porro and one for a doggy. But the reason why that actually is, I'm pretty sure, is if we go on the Spurs website, they actually do explain it. Oh bloody hell, that's aggressive, right in my face there. Looks cool though. So, Tottenham can today unveil its new Nike third kit for the 24-25 season. It's available through the club and through Nike. So it is out now if you want to go and get it. I'm pretty sure when the away kit was released, it wasn't actually on sale. That might have been, am I right in thinking that? The all-green kit features a truly unique pattern inspired by our London N17 heritage. So a bit like last time, a bit like the green kit we had last time. Remember at the top, obviously, it had kind of that map of London. The Seven Sisters are a ring of 7 trees that have stood in South Tottenham for hundreds of years, captivating local residents for generations. Legend has it this old planted in 1300s. So yeah. So I'm pretty sure. I'm sure I saw somewhere that the 2 Nike... It might actually... Forgive me, lads. I'm going to have to do this, right? But I'm pretty sure, because Chelsea... Basically, all of Nike's third kits this season... excuse me. All of Nike's third kits this season feature that badge. And I'm pretty sure the reason that I saw that was... It was to do with the women's team. Like, the other tick was to do with the growth of women's football. I'm pretty sure that's why... is the case. And Spurs kind of hinted it a bit here, because in the trailer for it, the launch film tells the story of Ava, a young female fan following her dreams, becoming a football and EA Sports FC content creator. And obviously the men's and women's teams are both in the kit launch. I'm sure this might be wrong, and I don't want to do this. Chelsea third kit. I'm sure I saw something that basically said the reason that they've done it is because obviously Chelsea, you can see it there. And they've gone for a punk rock kind of thing. I'm sure there was a thing because it was to do with... On sale Tuesday, the kit also celebrates the women's game and its acceleration. Yeah, here we go. Right, so... excuse me. A vertical double Nike swoosh nods to the acceleration of the women's game. 2 logos, 2 teams, 1 goal, worn by both the men's and women's squads. It points upwards to celebrate the rise of women's football. Together we rise. That Spurs haven't said that, but I mean, all of the kits are like all of the third kits have it. So that is what that Nike swoosh represents, basically. So I think it's pretty cool. I like it. Something different in it. A lot of people are asking me if we think we'll make another signing. We're going to come on to talk about signings. Someone just said, chill, he's not an ITK. I'm not an ITK, so I don't know. We're just going to talk about some of the things we've seen. But that we'll come on and chat about that, Jake, and I can see a few other people asking about it. Why don't you see on the Nike official club website? I don't know whether they said it. I just remember seeing a thing on Twitter saying that Chelsea put that up. So I knew it was on the Chelsea website, basically. So yeah, I think it's pretty nice. I think it's pretty nice. The only thing I've not seen, if I go back, I might be wrong. I don't think I've seen the full kit. Has anyone seen the full kit? Oh, yeah, it's here. Oh, those are the shorts. Okay, right. So it's got the double Nike swoosh on the shorts as well. The socks are coming soon, apparently. Son, Madison, Van de Ven there. It's funny, because on the website, on the website, the kit actually looks a bit paler, doesn't it, in some of the pictures? So we've got shorts, we've got socks. We've also there's some new nice training bits that have gone alongside it as well. We've got some new green training gear, which I think is quite nice. Another sort of pre-match top there. I think that minty green is kind of nice. And also there's some new other Nike Spurs bits, not necessarily to go alongside with the third kit, but I've seen a lot of people wearing this jumper. That's class. Anyway, let's move on from the kit. I think it's very nice. Let me know your thoughts on it in the chat. Let me know, actually. I'm gonna do a poll quickly. I'm gonna do a little poll. Yeah, the prices are crazy, aren't they? So what is your favourite kit? Spurs 24. Arjun, please stop, mate. Yes, please stop spamming. Otherwise, yeah. I don't ban people or anything like that, but it's just very annoying. Right, yeah. Let me know your favorite kit in the chat. I've just put a poll in there, home, away, or third. Why Nike sign is up rate? I actually, sorry if you just joined late, I actually did just explain that. It's basically to do with the growth of women's football in the game. So there's two, if you look closely, there is two Nike, swooshes. You can't really see it there because the quality isn't that great when you zoom in. I will go back to Chelsea. This is the last time I go on the Chelsea website, I promise. But the Chelsea website explains it because they've got the same thing. A vertical double Nike swoosh nods the acceleration of the women's game. 2 logos, 2 teams, 1 goal, worn by both the men's and women's squads. It points upwards to celebrate the rise of women's football. So yeah, I don't think it ruins the kit. I really don't think it ruins the kit at all. I think it's quite nice. It's something different in it. It'll be like that for one season. Nike have always done these little things where it's like, do you remember when? Do you remember this kit? The like, this one, like where we had the old style, you know, the retro Nike badge, which was really cool. But they did that like for one season, and it was another thing where like all of the all of the teams that were manufactured by Nike had it. So I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I think it's quite cool. But you guys let me know. At the moment, what's the poll saying? For the kits. I can't get my mouse back onto the YouTube thing. 43% of people said the home kit. 37% of people said the third kit. Not a lot of love for the away kit. I've got to be honest. I think this is probably. Let's see if we can find a full picture. Annoyingly, I don't think there's a picture of like all of the kits together. But I think I've got to say I think this is the best set of kits Nike have probably done for us. Maybe. I love the home kit and like being at the game on Saturday and obviously in the Bayern game as well. It looks really nice, like on the players. Like, the away kit has grown on me. I've got to be honest, it has grown on me, and I think the third kit's really nice. But so that is the kit. A few other things before we move on to transfers. Speaking of Newcastle away on Sunday, looks like they're probably going to have Mark Gay before they play us. Apparently that deal is edging closer. Newcastle are kind of growing in confidence that 70 million or their latest bid of around 70 million is going to be accepted. So he'll probably be in the team on Sunday. Sorry, I've done it now. Whoever said that in the chat earlier, that was on Saturday. But yeah, so it looks like he'll be in the team. Obviously, guys, as well. I made a TikTok about this yesterday, and like I said, go and follow me on TikTok. The link's in the description. How Joelinton got away with not being sent off against Bournemouth on Sunday, it's just absolutely mad. And I just can't wait for him to do something very similar to Vicario. They did just sell Joachim Andersen, but are they going to turn this down? Again, Palace fans are going to be very annoyed that this will happen quite late in the window, but we shall see. Yeah, someone said about last year's away kit. Last year's away kit was lovely. Better than the Torp Hayes. Yeah, again, the third kit last year was actually a nice kit. It was just like when you watch the games, or like, especially if you were at the away games. Like last year, I remember going to Everton away. I remember going to Fulham away. I'm trying to think if there was any other away games I went to where we wore it. It's blended into the crowd. Like, genuinely just blended into the crowd. But yeah, it looks like Palace is off to... Gay's off to Newcastle. So, probably in the team against us on Sunday. Also, just wanted to talk about this quickly. Actually, we'll save that to the end. Let's talk about the transfer business. So. Actually, just very quickly, while we were talking about the kind of the women's game, and obviously what that Nike swoosh represents, Tottenham are playing 3 WSL matches at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this season: Arsenal, Man United, and Chelsea. I just don't think that's enough. I don't think that's enough. But yeah, I mean, it's good that they've obviously got their own kind of home ground, home environment in Brisbane Road, which is obviously Orient's ground. And let me know in the chat if you guys kind of go to the games. I went to quite a lot of women's games last season. I think we could do better than that. I think we can do more than that. I don't understand why it's not more. Tonali is also back for Newcastle. Yeah, you're right. Right, transfer bits. Let's talk about some transfer bits. So, it was reported in The Athletic. And just this is a good time. There's about 250 people in there, lads, as well. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure to like the stream as well. Also, like the stream. And also, someone just mentioned about Chiesa going to Liverpool. Yeah, £15 million odd. Again, we'll see. Tonali will be back for Newcastle as well. Yeah. So Tottenham, according to The Athletic, have met their main priorities for this window and are not desperate to go into the market not desperate to go back into the market before it shuts. Archie Gray and Lucas Bergvall. I'm gonna try and make a conscious effort to pronounce Lucas Bergvall's name correctly. Bergvall have impressed so much that they no longer want another midfielder. This is kind of news that they kind of circulated last week. A big name departure in the next few days would force them to find a replacement. I mean, I don't see who that big name departure is going to be. Gan says we should sign Matt O'Reilly. That's a great bit of business for Brighton, to be fair. Really good bit of business. I think he'll do really well. Pule Maleka says, I feel like we could bring Chiesa in. It looks like he's going to Liverpool, mate, so I doubt it. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat today. But, so this was kind of hinting towards the fact that Spurs aren't going to sign another player. But, as always, in the comments, as you can see there, people were tagging Paul O'Keefe, and I know our ITKs haven't exactly been the most reliable over the summer. But he replied saying, this sounds like club speak, I don't agree. There was then a reply saying, can you see any more this window, Paul? And he said, I can, actually. I think Spurs will probably bring in one more player. I think it will be a centre-back or left-back, like cover for a doggy, someone that can play left-sided centre-back. A bit like kind of the almost what Arsenal have done with Calafiori, that kind of signing where it's someone who can play at both. Again, like Calafiori, I mean, Spurs, like some Spurs fans will turn around and say, why didn't we do that? I don't think we needed that kind of high-profile signing in that area. But Leo Links and Tiger says about Kyle Walker-Peters, wouldn't be surprised. Keep an eye on that in the last few days of the window. Aroz says, could we still get Locatelli? Maybe. Again, I don't know, lads. I don't know, but kind of just going off of what kind of you read. And I've got a feeling that we might sign one more. Someone who can play left centre-back / left-sided. Or left-back, sorry. Ben Jacobs has had a terrible window. Yeah, he has had a terrible window, to be fair, hasn't he? Pretty sure Chiesa is still waiting for a Barca bid, and if that doesn't happen, he goes Liverpool. I did see something about that, to be fair. We need a right winger. Johnson isn't good enough to start. I want to talk about Brennan Johnson actually a little bit later on, because again, this kind of pile-on has just been a bit ridiculous. Even though he was probably our weakest player on Saturday. I think we could do with one of those two positions, or someone that can cover both in terms of left centre-back, left-sided centre-back. Vanderson's a right back unless they are making Spence the cover for left back, which I just don't see that. I think he can play there if he needs to. I don't understand the need necessarily for Vanderson, especially when you've got Archie Gray that can play there. So we shall see. Declan Cherry says thoughts on the new kit. We actually talked about it at the start of the stream, mate. So feel free to go back. Also, someone's asked me about my kit, Sweden kit. Kulusevski on the back. A lot of people think it's a Leeds kit. It's not. Vanderson, Dorgu or Hincapié. Hincapié would be great, but I just think it's almost like I can't see Hincapié. I think if Hincapié was going to move, I think it'd be. I don't see Hincapié like a Dragusin where he'd come in and like. Obviously, Dragusin's not necessarily happy to sit on the bench, but I think Hincapié's maybe got a bit more. I don't know, a bit more well known before he came to Spurs, so to speak. Obviously, he's been established at Leverkusen for a while now. I can't see Hincapié being one that Spurs move for. I think maybe one for Liverpool, potentially. Slanky would help Johnson give him at least after the international break. He needs to step up. Yes, Johnson needs to step up 100%, but it's like some of the stuff that I've been reading about him is just ridiculous. Matt Watson says, can't see anymore. I think we tried for Sancho, but couldn't agree with the financials. I can't see Spurs going for another winger. I think they've ticked that box with Odegaard, who I think was impressive on Saturday. Leo Links and Tiger says, can James Maddison start? Yeah, absolutely. There was a tweet about Jadon Sancho. Again, this what lies beneath source. I think what we've realised what lies beneath this summer is nothing, and the lies are kind of, lies is kind of the imperative word with that. I think, yeah, you're right. That's the word I was looking for. I think Hincapie's got more pedigree than someone like Dragusin. So I think if Hincapie was to move, I don't think it would be to a Tottenham where you've got Van der Ven, Romero and Dragusin there already. That's the word I was looking for. Hato from Ajax. Is Hato like 20? He's like 17, right? We let go of 15 players and signed very few. Our squad depth is going to be an issue. Well, Manor Solomon has also left Spurs. Not been officially confirmed yet, but he looks like he's going to Leeds on loan. Looks like he'll complete a season-long loan move to Leeds today, having a medical, which I think, Solomon was just not going to get a look in at Spurs this season. But yeah, so coming back to this, you can see people in the replies quite annoyed. Have we addressed kind of all the problem areas in terms of what we need to address? Shambles, no adequate doggy cover, not convinced Dragusin covers. Paul O'Keefe said this sounds like club talk. I would not be surprised if that's the case. I wouldn't be surprised if one more comes in the next couple of days that we don't really hear anything about, a bit like Odegaard. Not necessarily a massively high-profile signing, but someone that comes in who can cover for that position. I wouldn't be surprised if Tottenham do that before the deadline. A lot of people saying that Werner was a bit of a waste of squad space. Again, I hear that. I do understand why people are frustrated with that. But I think Werner, when you look at it, would you rather... Because people would say, oh, okay, we should have signed Chiesa, right? Instead of Werner. But would you rather keep Werner on loan for a year as a squad option and then not sign him again next year and then let that position this time next summer be Mikey Moore's, who could potentially develop into something quite special this season, and then you've still got quite good attack and depth, and then you go and bring someone else in next summer who's a bit more high profile, because obviously you've got Sonny, who'll be 33. Yeah, Gary Hunter says progressing the ball from deep is a problem area. It seems a bit odd. Van der Ven, Doggy, Basuma, all great ball carriers. Romero as well. Yeah, absolutely. Someone says maybe Eze. Eze's done, mate. That's not happening. I'm not going to lose any sleep over losing Manor Solomon, if I'm being honest. He just wasn't going to play. And I think what you saw, Odegaard, again, it was only one game, but what he kind of brought to the team is kind of what a lot of our other wingers don't. So yeah, we shall see what happens with Spurs kind of in the next few days. I saw this tweet from Mitch here. Obviously, go and drop Mitch subscribe on YouTube as well. Does obviously Tottenham content too. He said, assuming Reguilon and Lo Celso both go, and that's our final business, what would you rate Tottenham's transfer window out of 10? Let me know your thoughts. I actually did see there were some links with Liverpool saying they were potentially going to make a move for Eze, but I'd be amazed if that happens in the last stage of the window, because obviously that release clause isn't there anymore, which kind of is advantageous to them, and obviously it means they can demand more money. I saw actually a lot of Palace fans kind of getting a little bit irritated with Eze at the weekend. I think it was almost like now Elise's gone, he doesn't have his other best player to pass to, and maybe thinks he can sort of do it all himself, so he wasn't, but we shall see. Heston there says Mikey Moore has to get minutes over Werner. I think that will come in time, mate. I do think that will come in time. I still think Mikey Moore will be playing in the under-21s, mixed with first-team football this season when we get back into Europe. So we'll see what happens when we play our first Europa League game, which is at the end of September, before the Man United game, I believe. Agate's off to Man United. Scott Charles says feel very underwhelmed by the window again. I'm not sure. I wouldn't say underwhelmed is how I feel. I feel like it's been quite decent. And again, like the players that we've kind of got out the door, players that just weren't going to play. Look, if you look at this, 3 transfer windows Spurs have had under Postecoglou. Net transfer spend is around 150 million, 145 million. The wage bill reduction per year is 22.76. Once Lo Celso and Reguilon are sold, net transfer spend will be around 120, and the wage bill reduction will be £29 million. So I think we've done some good work in terms of that squad shaping and kind of squad building. Moore wasn't in the under-21 squad on Sunday. Odd. Oh, yeah. I didn't actually realise they played yesterday. I saw a picture that Tyrese Hall put on Instagram. And they must have played yesterday at Stevenage, but I didn't see that. That's interesting. Very interesting. Maybe he picked up a slight knock or something. Who knows? But yeah, I think Yash is right there. Like, I think we just need I think for this window, I think people kind of under this almost assumption that you can kind of do everything in one window. That's not always the case. You can't do that. You can't address absolutely everything. So yeah. So I think that we've done some good work. It's not been perfect, but we've got that big, bold statement attacking signing that we wanted. It didn't maybe come in the form of a winger, which many people thought it would. So we shall see. Matt Watson says Moore didn't make the bench for Leicester or Everton. He didn't make the bench for Leicester because he was playing for the under-21s the day after. But Everton, yeah, you're right. And apparently he wasn't in the squad for the under-21s yesterday. So we shall see. But yeah, these are some interesting figures. Again, kind of points towards the really good. I think we've done really well to kind of trim down this squad and get rid of players that we just don't need, anymore. And again, it might have left us a little bit short in terms of some of the depth, but you can address that in the winter window. Min-Hyuk Yang is coming in, maybe a couple more signings there as well. Obviously, some of the younger players getting more experience. Obviously, kind of come back to that first tweet, the way Archie Gray and Lucas Bergvall have impressed. I don't think many people thought they'd be getting the minutes that they were, or certainly Bergvall. Obviously, we didn't know we were going to sign Gray at the start of the window. Look how many players Chelsea signed. Levy's just cheap, but is that the right way to run your football club? Would you rather be Chelsea or would you rather be Tottenham in terms of the transfer strategy? Because they've signed so many players because it feels like they're kind of waiting for a transfer ban. So I don't want to hear this kind of comparison to Chelsea, if I'm being honest. We should be well set for next summer with the outgoings. Exactly. You can kind of just next summer. I feel like we're in a position to maybe we don't need to sell anyone. And again, all people want to focus on is the now, and I get that, right? You're living in it every day. You're living in kind of Spurs now, and you want the squad to be improved now, and I get that. But when it comes to next summer, who are you looking at that squad thinking that we need to sell? Not really anyone, at this moment in time. What's to say Yang, Gray, etc. don't become more deadwood? I'd rather us one day have a proper go. Well, maybe just give them a chance, mate, before, maybe just give them a chance. But yeah, I think there is one more to come in this window. I do think there is one more to come in the next few days before the deadline on Friday. I think it's on Friday. I do think there will be one more to come for Spurs, and I think it'll be a defender. Next summer, bro, how old are you? We've been hearing this for 20 plus years, mate. I'm 26, so I've been hearing it for 20 plus years as well, mate. But what I'm saying is that I think the squad is the best set up to then go again for next summer, because like I said, I think we've got rid of pretty much all the deadwood at Spurs now. Pretty much all the deadwood. If Reguilon and Lo Celso go as well, I think we've got rid of all the deadwood. So I think we can kind of kick on next summer, because this is still a good Tottenham squad. We need a little bit more. Like I said, I do think we need one or two more maybe. And I'm not saying it's been a perfect window. What's to say anyone won't become deadwood? Exactly. Even if Reguilon and Celso don't get sold, they'll still be gone in 1 year. Not ideal, but just the way it goes. Exactly. I think people think it's a lot more simple than it is. But yeah, this Jadon Sancho stuff, I wouldn't really pay much attention to that. But yeah, let's move on from transfers. I feel like we've kind of covered everything from that. And it's about something that doesn't really matter that much anymore. Spurs' FC 25 ratings. What are your guys' thoughts on this? I don't know how many of you guys play FIFA or FC anymore. Just so Vanning says, why has everyone been so negative about this window? We spent big and it's a slow rebuild. Yeah, I agree, mate. Matthew Capola says, I think we're setting up nicely for the post-Pep/City era. I view this as a 3-year rebuild, so we're on the right track. I agree. So these are Spurs ratings for FC 25. I've got a bone to pick with one of these. Look, I play FIFA very casually right now. I'm not like an Ultimate Team guy. I used to play Foot Champs. I used to be into Ultimate Team. I used to like that. Love all that. Now, I'll probably buy it when it comes out, start a Spurs career mode for a bit, never finish it. If you guys want me to maybe stream it, I could do it. Maybe. I do want to start streaming Football Manager though when it comes out. I do want to do that. So that'll be fun. And it just shows you the difference between how Football Manager does their kind of ratings and how much goes into it in terms of the stats and the detail in terms of actually profiling what kind of player is. Because you guys know what I'm going to say because you're all saying it in the chat. What is that? 59 passing. $59 passing. 59 passing. EAFC. Sort it out. What is that? What is that? Honestly, sort it out. How? He's one of the best line-breaking passers from being on the ball. He's one of the best. I'm so angry I can't get my words out. He's one of the best on the ball centre backs in the Premier League. Line-breaking passer. 59 passing. You saw those little 2 dink balls over the top to James Maddison on Saturday, right? EA. That's just hilarious. That is so bad, and it just shows you. Like I said, look, it's a good card, but it just shows you how they don't actually kind of put the same effort and detail into actually researching kind of the stats as other games like Football Manager does. That's criminal. That is absolutely criminal. Physical 81. He's one of the best defenders. He scored 6 goals. He's got he scored more goals than any other centre back in the Premier League since the start of last season. Him and Porro, I think, actually joint on that. Son's pace is a joke. Surely we get a Bowman FC Pro Clubs going. Could we? We could do. Stream it on Twitch or something. That'd be a laugh. Could do that. What's Mickey's pace? I think let's go back to it. It's 88, I think. But 59 passing for Romero is genuinely crazy. Kulusevski 82, Doggy 82, Van der Ven 82, 88 pace, Pedro Porro 83. I mean, I don't pay enough attention to it to know what the upgrades are on last year. I feel like Maddison was maybe an 84. Like I said, I don't really play it that much. Sonny's an 87. Vicario looks like he's obviously got an upgrade. Romero, I think, is an upgrade. Solanke's down the bottom. Solanke's an 81. Interestingly, I say I don't play FIFA that much, but I was bored a few weeks ago. And I went to start a Tottenham career mode and sim it to the start of this season and bring all the players that we brought in and stuff. Bergval's disappeared out of the game. Will Hester Seb on Pro Clubs. That's not a bad shout, actually. We could actually do that. Romero got an upgrade. Son should be at least 89. Bowman Ball in Pro Clubs, I'm all for that. That'll be... we will be there. We could... If you guys want it, we could try and make it happen. Son's gone down despite having a better season. Yeah, I don't really understand that. But like I said, I think the people that make the ratings are kind of... I don't know what they're doing, to be honest. Holly, how you doing, Holly? Cracking stuff on the overlap, by the way. Keep the content coming. Thank you, Holly. I will very much keep the content coming, and I appreciate that. Genius Ball on Pro Clubs. Yeah, maybe we could invite them too. By the way, lads, I'm not even going to I can't be bothered to address that and talk about that anymore. I'm not getting involved with them at all. I just can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. They reached out to me, a few people from that, from them lot, his channel and a few of the other channels that, Tottenham Away and all that. They reached out to me. I was just I just ignored it. I don't want to get involved. I can't be bothered to have that conversation. So just want to nip it in the bud and just move on because it was just exhausting and just weird. And again, they were going after Brennan Johnson, and I just you can't reason with these people. Apparently Johnson is faster than Mickey. 89 pace. Yeah, that's mad. I mean, Johnson's very quick, but he's not Mickey quick, is he? And also, the amount of comments that I got on a TikTok video, by the way, talking about Van der Ven saying that all he did was run in a straight line. If you can't enjoy your centre-back running from your own box right? If you can't enjoy your centre-back running from your own box to the other end of the pitch and setting up a goal, the game's gone. The game's fully gone. The game's in the bin. We might as well pack up and go home. It's okay to have differences in opinions as long as it's respectful, exactly. And like I said, he did apologise, and I didn't want an apology. I didn't care about that. I just it's just anyway. But yeah, Werner's still got 91 pace. Yeah, we could do a Bowman FC Pro Clubs for FC 25. So we will see. We'll see what happens. I don't know why Bergval's not there. Like I said, I'm pretty sure when I went on to FIFA a few weeks ago, his card his thing just disappeared out of the game. But yeah, Dragason's a gold card now. But the Romero one has got me annoyed, I'll be honest, lads. So, Oasis are back together, lads. Oasis back together. This isn't true anymore. This was rumoured yesterday that Spurs was going to be one of the hosts to one of the Oasis reunion gigs. It's not happening. It's like 5 nights or 4 nights at Wembley, I think it is, and a few other around the country. But very interestingly, so Catfish and the Bottlemen are playing at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium next summer. That Catfish and the Bottlemen gig is on the same date as one of Oasis shows at Wembley. So Levy, I don't think Levy will be too happy about that. I don't think Levy will be too happy about that. That is one of the... Someone said might be the first ever gig to sell a negative amount of tickets. But yeah, so that's not happening. Oasis at Spurs is not happening. Ben, you should be in the kit trade like Danny Aaron's and that lot. Thanks, mate. Right, a few other things I want to talk about. This is something that means that... me talking about what I'm about to talk about probably means that the club won't want me to get involved with something like that, but I'm going to talk about it anyway because I'm sure you guys might have seen this. So you guys know Sam Cornish, right? Black and White Hart Lane obviously takes a lot of amazing photos at Tottenham, kind of documents the fan experience in a very kind of candid way. So Spurs put this up yesterday on Twitter. And look, right, it's just a photo from the stand. It's just a photo kind of from the stand. But that is completely ripping off Sam's kind of style. You know? Like, that's just a bit... You know, they weren't doing that before. And if you look at Sam's Instagram, like you look at photos like this, that's... And I'm not saying that Spurs, like... You know, Sam didn't invent this, right? But it's his kind of style, right? And Spurs got a lot of backlash for this, and kind of rightly so, because Sam does amazing things in terms of the Spurs community and these, you know, amazing photos and kind of documenting life as a Spurs fan, as, you know, match-going Spurs fans, and for people who can't go to games, kind of get that real kind of flavour of what it's like. It's kind of just ripping off his work a little bit, isn't it, really? And they know Sam, and, you know, exactly. So it's just I found it a little bit distasteful, if I'm being honest. But yeah, Dylan King says it looks like he's wearing a Leeds shirt. I did talk about this earlier, but it is a Sweden shirt, and as you can tell by the number, it's got Dejan Kulusevski on the back. I don't know if I can turn. Can I turn around and will you be able to see it in the camera? Oh yeah, easily. There you go. So it's not a Leeds shirt. It's not a Leeds shirt, although it does kind of look like it. It's kind of just straight up copying, isn't it? So big up Sam. Go and check out Sam's work. Vannin says, I don't think a photo from the stands is too controversial. I get that, but like if you look at the styles, like that is remarkably similar. And Spurs weren't doing this before. I've never seen Spurs do this before. So, you know, make your own mind up about it. But I think it's a bit. I don't love it. I'll be honest. Right, let's wrap up with a few last little bits. What else do I want to talk about? We'll talk about the kits, talk about that. Oh, yeah. Last little thing. Like I said, guys, make sure to drop me a follow on Twitter. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Like I said, we're very close to 5K, and, you know, we've grown basically 1,000 subscribers a week for like the last few weeks, which is nuts. So massively appreciate all your love and support. Can I just address one thing really quickly with YouTube, right? I had a comment on this video that that I made on Friday where we did a stream kind of saying how Spurs must set up against Everton. I had a comment basically saying that someone was like, about the thumbnail, and was like, it's almost like copying James Alcott, right? And I know James. I work with James. I've done stuff with him before. James is a massive inspiration of mine. I've never kind of made any secret of that. And thumbnails, I'm not going to lie. They're obviously some of them are inspired by what he does, but a lot of football tactical videos are inspired by that kind of style, right? So I responded to this guy's comment who said it and was like, basically he kind of was giving me a little bit, saying a bit sarky, like, seeing as you know, James, this is quite poor or whatever. One, I guarantee you, a lot of other football YouTubers have a very similar style of thumbnail because it works. It's a formula. And this is what people need to understand. When you do YouTube for a job, you need to give your videos the best chance. And the thumbnail was just a part of that. But I remember James talking about something before, right? Where James, basically there was a guy on YouTube that was copying James's thumbnails, like copying the thumbnails basically. He was copying the video. He was copying the video, essentially the whole idea of the video, right? So it was the thumbnail, basically the title, the content within it, the structure of the video. That's what matters, I think. And James kind of said it, and when he addressed it at the time, it was like, the thumbnail is just a little part of that. Like, a lot of football content creators have a similar style of thumbnail. And James, I agree, has kind of paved the way for that, because I think he kind of almost cottoned everyone onto it, that this idea of the yellow box, black text, kind of, you know, works for, like, look, it works because it's eye-catching, right? And he's taken that. I know people who started doing this, that was kind of a thing in non-football YouTube, right? A lot of our other channels kind of used to do that. And now it's become a thing in football because it kind of stands out, you know, with kind of that tagline. So I replied to the guy and was basically like, look, James has seen the channel. James knows the channel. James has been so supportive of me. I work with James. I do stuff for JLA. I'm sure if there was a problem there, he would have said something. Because if you're going to say it about me, you can say it about a lot of other football YouTubers as well. Football content creators on YouTube as well. So I think his beef when another person was copying him in the past was because someone was literally... There was a channel that was literally copying the exact videos that he was making, that's plagiarism, you know? Whereas, like, taking someone's kind of similar style of thumbnail, which is what a lot of other people do on YouTube, by the way. A lot of other people do it because it works, because it's a formula that gets your video out there into the algorithm, it makes it more clickable, etc. So when you understand that people do this for a job, you have to give your video the best chance to succeed. I think as long as you're not kind of copying the content, that's when you've got problems. I think for me, is when you're literally copying someone's ideas and copying their content. But yeah, I just wanted to address that because I replied to this guy and gave him kind of a long, almost like essay answer about it, and he just was like, just saying that's all, basically. And it was like, not really getting it. So, and also, like Travis says, I make Tottenham videos. I make Tottenham videos, basically mainly Tottenham. I think in the future, like there is, I have been thinking about how do I kind of like branch out and like, do I make more general Premier League stuff, or do I make like more general football stuff, or whatever? And I think I will at some point. But Tottenham is working for me. I'm building kind of my brand, right, on YouTube, and that is doing Tottenham videos. So it's like Travis says, I'm not taking anything away from James, you know. But anyway, look, I'm sure if there was an issue there, it would have been spoken about. And like I said, if you can go and find any other football YouTuber or content creator, everyone uses very similar thumbnails because it works. So just a bit of an insight there. I'm not annoyed about it. There was one comment that was just like, I gave like an in-depth response to this guy who left the comment, and he kind of just didn't really give anything back. He was just like, oh, I'm just saying. And I was like, well, I've just explained it to you. And like I said, I'm sure it would have been spoken about if it was an issue. But yeah, that's kind of all I've got to say on that. But I've absolutely the most amount of respect for James. Like I said, I work with him. You know, I've worked with him in the past. I do stuff for JLA. I hosted Twitter Spaces. I'm sure if there was an issue, it would have been spoken about. But anyway, last thing I want to talk about, and I promise this is the last time I'll show this photo, guys. Me and Big Jamie. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate that, bro. Gary, you're right. There isn't much you can do really change football style thumbnail. Exactly. Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. It's just one of those things. This is the last time we'll show this photo, but I wanted to bring it up. I tweeted this yesterday. Always knew Carra was proper Spurs because the Overlap put this bit of content out yesterday. Archie, I did see that, mate. I did see that. Travis, have a good one, mate. Basically, it was Ian Wright, Gary Neville, and Jamie Carragher talking about what clubs they would sign for if they didn't play for their Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United.
My brother was a massive Liverpool fan. I had an uncle who was a massive United fan. And then I played against that United side.
Liverpool came for you, didn't it? Yeah.
Entrance with the man. There was quite a blaze as
a kid.
Yeah, so I'd say Arsenal.
I'm going to go for Tottenham. And the reason I say Tottenham is because when I was a kid, they were probably the first team who I sort of was really aware about besides Everton and Liverpool, because my first season watching football was 1984-85, and Everton and Tottenham were going for the league.
Was that Clive Allen or?
No, Clive Allen was 87.
Was that Glenn Hoddle?
Is it Glenn Hoddle?
Glenn Hoddle, yeah.
Okay.
And I always remember this as a kid, and it wouldn't happen now because of phones and stuff, but as soon as the Everton game would finish, there was always a betting shop that you'd always sort of, if I lose you in the ground to your dad, go to the betting shop, I'll see you at the betting shop. But I always remember running in, and even as a kid, I was only 7 or 8, it was how Tottenham got on. Huh? That was the first thing in the back of my mind. We were going for the league with Tottenham, right? And we running out.
I think I liked Tottenham when I was younger, actually.
But I sort of liked the Waddle, Hoddle.
Yeah. Hoddle in his boots.
Glenn Hoddle. I love the stadium. And you know what? I scored 3 goals for them. Transfer window special is brought to you by.
He did indeed score 3 goals for us. He loved an own goal, Jamie Carragher against Tottenham. But yeah, I thought it was quite cool. Matthew Coppola says, any chance of Tottenham hosting a Tottenham Twitter space in the future? There would be interest. Yeah, I am actually, mate. I am interested in doing that. That is something that I have thought about. Sammy, I'm definitely not better than JLA. Absolutely not a chance. No way in a million years. EZ says people are always going to find something to be sarky about just because it makes them happy, mate. Don't worry about it. Exactly. It was one person, right? And you can kind of like, when your videos do better and you get more comments and more interaction, this is not a flex, by the way. It just naturally happens. Like, naturally, you kind of get more comments, and it's like, that means you're going to get more negative comments because you're drawing more people. But he's like the only person I've seen say it. But it wound me up because it was like I've given a rational kind of reasoned response and just... Anyway, but that's where we're going to leave the stream today, lads. Like I said, very, very close to 5k subscribers. I massively appreciate all your support. We'll be back tomorrow morning. What day is it today? It's Tuesday, isn't it? The bank holiday weekend's kind of thrown me off a little bit. We'll be back. Again, thank you all so much for the support. I hope you've enjoyed the stream today. And we will see what happens with Tottenham in the next few days of the transfer window. Last few days of the transfer window, because I think we'll see some more activity. But hope you have a good rest of your day. I'm off to go get my Barnet cut and probably play some golf maybe in the afternoon. I hope you have a good day. And up the Spurs.